Party Squad and welcome back to this channel. If you don't know who I am WineLights, and today, you guys, I already told you, we're going to be reacting to some more Tekken 8 content. Specifically, today's video is actually on Lidia Sobieska. I still don't know her name. I should know it by now, you guys, as much as they say it. Sheesh. No disrespect, though. Yes, we're going to be reacting to Tekken 8 Lidia starter guide and early look. I am so excited for this because like I don't have this game yet in my hands, but once I do, I will be playing it. So all I can do now is watch the gameplay. But yes, shout out to IGN for actually uploading this behind the scenes like starter guide and early look, you know, video. I'm gonna have a link to this video down below in the description area so you guys can click on it and watch it for yourselves. But for now, go and grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and sit back and relax, hopefully. Now let's go ahead and get into it. Okay.
Fighting Prime Minister of Poland,
Sheesh.
Lidia Sobieska makes her return to the King of Iron Fist tournament in Tekken 8 as the second DLC character.
They are in a ring!
She's a complex character, even by Tekken.
Wait, she wearing a suit?
But fortunately, Bandai Namco's esports manager, Alex Julio, gave me an hour-long demonstration of her best moves, what's special about her kit, and the unique threats that
finally, we get to see her special moves, you guys.
On Lidia Sobieska.
It's about time. Let's get into it.
Like her Tekken 7 iteration, Lidia is a character that utilizes a lot of stances. In Tekken 8, she has a total of 4 of them. They are cat stance, horse stance, striking wolf stance, and heaven and earth.
That's that martial arts, you guys.
Each stance has a number of follow-ups, from lows to quick highs that beat jab mashes to punishing mids that can lead to hugely damaging combos.
Sheesh!
She's a character that can leave her opponents.
Wait, what? They got the animals in the background. Please don't hurt the animals.
State, then she can use moves that are plus on block to keep her pressure going. She's also got very strong punishes.
Yep, she moves fast too.
Low that we'll go over in just a bit, and very strong approach tools in both her forward 2 and forward 1. She's also a character that benefits greatly from her heat gauge, which we'll go over right now as we talk about her best moves.
Yes, about time.
Mentioned forward 2. A
forward. Okay.
7, forward
Take notes, you guys.
Mid punch that leaves Lidia at +5 on block and forces her into horse stance, regardless if the attack hits or is blocked. On hit, the opponent is in a
wait, she's fighting herself. What?
It's +15 and leaves her in a position where she can do pretty much any follow-up in horse stance. And
wow. See, this is what the pros know, you guys, the professional competitors. I just be spamming that button.
Must guess on blocking
all the buttons actually.
Engager that's only -10 on block, a low counter hit launcher, or take a gamble and mash to try beat an axe kick that leaves.
She did kick. There she goes. Now she kicked.
And transitions into a whole new stance with another set of mix-ups. It gets better. If she lands this move in heat, she's at +17. And can get a guaranteed follow-up that ends with her going into Heaven and Earth stance, where she can threaten with several strong attacks, including a fast and unblockable, and gets a charge that powers up some of her moves for the rest of the match. The little brother to forward 2, forward 1 is a running high punch approach option that leaves Lidia at +6, but doesn't force her into a stance. The drawback, of course, is that it's a high and can be ducked, but since ducking against Lidia is so scary, see everything I said before about forward 2, this is a very useful option to mix into your approach and keep your turn.
Okay.
Her forward 1+2, 3, 1+2 string, called Political Storm, is back with a new twist. There's a clean hit property to it if you do a quarter circle forward 1+2 for the last hit that adds on a bit of extra damage.
Alright.
Aside from that, it's Lidia's 14 frame Punisher, a heat engager, has fantastic range.
I'm not gonna remember all this, you guys. Like, I'm gonna have to get in there and just play it, you know? That's how I'm gonna learn.
After the second hit and only be -10. Alex warned though that it is no longer hit confirmable between the 3rd and 4th hit like it was in Tekken 7.
What?
Back 1 is a safe mid heat engager with 18 frame startup, is +2 on block, will wall stun if close to the wall, and knock down if it hits while you're already in heat. Not much else to say about it other than that seems pretty good.
Yep.
Down forward 2 is a 15 frame mid that goes into cat stance and is +11 on hit, which means that if it hits, once again, the opponent is in a bad spot where they'll have to guess, as pretty much all of her follow-ups will beat any sort of mashing.
Wow.
In cat stance, she's got a safe mid that leads to a combo on counter hit, a low, and
I gotta use that.
That said, if the initial move is blocked, the opponent can mash out of it.
Yeah.
Next up is down back 4, which is a fairly average low poke. It's a bit slow at 22 frames at startup, but it does track sidestep left and is 0 on hit. What's nice about it is that you're standing afterwards, so you don't limit yourself to wall rising moves after landing it. Down 2 is another low that is faster at 18 frames, but it is -4 on hit.
Oh, that's kind of, you only get like a little bit of damage.
Back if it hits.
Yep.
It does go under highs though, and if it counter hits, you get a free from crouching down forward 2 heat engager.
Ooh, sheesh!
From crouching down forward 3 is another low, though this one can knock down from close range and has a guaranteed follow-up with forward 3. The downside is that this one is launch punishable if blocked, so just be careful with it. Quarter circle forward 4 is a 17 frame tracking high that leaves
I need to see
Lidia
some
at
more of her
+1
special
on block.
moves.
But if it hits, she's at +10, which means that she gets a guaranteed 1-2-2 jab string, which does respectable damage and leaves her at +8 in cat stance for a mix-up opportunity. Speaking of 1-2-2, it's worth noting that this build shows that it's -8 on block.
Excuse me.
That's not really true, since it forces Lidia into cat stance regardless of whether it's blocked or hits. And Lidia can't block in that stance, which means that it's actually launch punishable.
I knew it!
So don't just go throwing this out, or you might pay for it.
Yeah, I knew she couldn't block.
Now let's talk about down back 3. This move is sick. It's a 16 frame, fully tracking low sweep, which means that it cannot be sidestepped either left or right, and if it hits, it leaves you at +7 in horse stance. So it's a position very much like if you had just landed forward 2. She does trade against jab mash with some options, but even
she got hit in the face, so she got a
still have the advantage.
Look, see?
As you would imagine, it's launch punishable, so it's a big risk throwing it out, but it's nonetheless a very important tool in her arsenal. Pressing 1 while in horse stance will get you a high homing power crush that transitions into the striking wolf stance. It's +1 on block, so it allows her to continue her pressure, and for counter hit, it's +16. And finally, striking wolf stance 1 is a chargeable mid that is +2 on block and charge, and +7 on fully charged. It's easily sidesteppable and interruptible, but if it hits or is blocked, Lidia is left in a very good position. Without a charge, she's still at +16 and gets a guaranteed follow-up, and if the full charge hits, she gets a damaging full combo.
Okay.
That's by no means an exhaustive
we
look
just
at
had a
Lidia's
commercial,
moveset,
you guys.
but these are the moves you'll definitely want to know, both if you're starting out using her, or if you want to get a basic understanding of what she wants to do when you're fighting against her.
They just made
Now
the animal jump.
punishers.
Finally! She's
Lidia's
just what I'm
got a
here
punisher
for.
everything from 10 to 15 frames and even beyond.
I'm here for the combos
Her 10 frame
and the
punish
punishers.
is her 1-2-2 string.
Let me see. Ooh.
It does good damage
Ooh.
and leaves her in cat stance at +8. It's an extremely good 10 frame punish. She's also got 1-4, which doesn't force you into stance if you'd rather not transition.
That
For
one did a
11
little bit
frames,
less
she's
damage.
got 2-2 and 2-4.
Okay.
Once again, 2-2 transitions into cat stance, but if you'd rather not transition, you can use 2-4. Her 12 frame punish is 4-2-4, which can wall splat and wall break.
Sheesh!
For 13 frames, she's got back 2-3, which leaves her at +6 on hit.
Okay.
At 14 frames, she's got the
Whoa!
political storm string that does big damage
That's a lot.
and is a heat engager as well. For 15 frames, she's got a couple of different combo starting options. 3-2 is her main starter that you'll likely see the most damage out of for 15 frames. There's a just frame property for perfectly timing the second hit that gets you extra damage. Up forward 4 is her hop kick, which is less ideal as it will tornado the opponent afterwards, diminishing some of the damage. And down forward 4-2 is her far-reaching 15 frame punish, which can be followed up by a guaranteed forward 1-2.
That is some good damage right there.
For her wall rising punishes, she's got while rising 4-2 as her 11 frame, which goes into cat stance. From crouch down forward 2 is her 12 frame, and as we covered before is a heat engager. For 13 frames, she's got wall rising 1-4, which can wall splat, and wall rising 1-2, which puts her into cat stance.
I'm not gonna remember all this!
For 14 frames, she's got wall rising 3, which gets a free follow-up with forward 1+2 once again, and for 15 frames, she's got the standard wall rising 2 launcher. Now let's put this all together in some combos.
Alright, finally, combos!
Using several different launchers that Alex showed me.
Up, down, left, right, left, right. Okay, there we go. You know, it doesn't always go this way though, you know, when your opponent is actually fighting back. So. Or blocking. Ooh. Okay, let's see. That did a lot of damage. Sheesh!
And before we wrap up, we need to talk about one last stance of Lidia's, the Heaven and Earth stance. Heaven and Earth is a unique stance in that she can only enter it while in heat or after a heat engager, and she can enter it while in any other stance by pressing up.
Wow!
As I touched upon briefly earlier, when she enters this stance, she gains a charge, which simply powers up the damage of some of her moves and persists through the entirety of the match. From Heaven and Earth, she has 3 main options. Press 2 for a powerful 13-frame mid that's plus 6 on block, 1 for an 18-frame power-crushing mid that's only minus 11, and 1+2 for a 16-frame high unblockable attack. And finally, the last thing to know about this stance is that it's also a parry stance. If attacked during it, she will parry, restore some of her heat time, and re-enter the stance with enough time to follow up with one of the attacks she can use out of the stance. Lidia is a complex character, with one of the largest movesets I've seen in Tekken 8. She has ways to mix you up and continue her suffocating pressure. I hope this guide proves useful for both players who want to learn how to play her, and for those looking for ways to deal with her by understanding her moveset just a little bit better. Thanks for watching, and for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
I'm just gonna have to play it. I'm not gonna remember that. Alright, you guys, that's gonna be the end of my reaction to this starter guide and early look for Lidia. If you love my personality and enjoyed my reaction to this starter guide, hit the thumbs up, you guys. Like the like button. Also, comment down below and let me know. Will you remember this? Do you have any favorite moves of Lidia's? Like, do you play Tekken 8? I have so many questions. But are you gonna remember all that? Like, because I'm not. Like, this is something that you just gotta have a controller and play the game and practice and practice and practice till you get it right. And if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to this channel. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to WineLights for more reaction videos coming to a device near you. And with that, I hope to see you all in the next reaction video. Bye!